So we're not too sure where that performance came from, are we? But does it matter? We're in the semi-final of the Europa League. This is a Slavia Prague versus Arsenal match review. Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel. Over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. In this video, I'm going to look back at last night's fantastic 4-0 victory here in Prague against Slavia in the Europa League, second leg of the quarter-final. I'm going to look at the team lineups, I'm going to analyse the performance, and I'm going to select a man of the match. Just before I get into all that, I want to make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you enjoy what I do, you like some positive Arsenal content, please click the subscribe button down in the corner there. It is completely free of charge. It does help the channel reach a bigger audience. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like as well. If you've got any comments at all about the performance last night, what your thoughts are ahead of the semi-final, or anything else to do with Arsenal, please drop them in the box below, as I do love to hear from you guys, and I will try to reply to as many as I can. So it does seem as though the game at Sheffield United was a warm-up for this one, wasn't it? Just one change Mikel Arteta made to the starting lineup. That saw the return of Emile Smith-Rowe following his injury, and he replaced Gabriel Martinelli. A little bit of a surprise that Martinelli was left out following his goal-scoring performance in Sheffield at the weekend. But this was how we lined up. So it was Bernd Leno in goal, the same back four, of course. It was Callum Chambers at right back, Rob Holding and Pablo Mari as two centre-backs, and Granit Xhaka again filling in at left-back. A little bit of a surprise that he still stayed in that position, but he had played well, of course, at Sheffield. The two midfield again was Thomas Partey and Dani Ceballos. It was a front four. It was Bukayo Saka on the right, Emile Smith-Rowe in the number 10 position, Nicolas Pepe on the left, and Alexander Lacazette through the middle. So I say just that one change. I've got to be honest, when I saw the lineup, I wasn't overly enthusiastic. I felt as though the two fullbacks wasn't going to give us enough going forward, and of course this was a game where we needed to score, but we did have goals, of course, in that front four, and let's be honest, it turned out to be not a bad team selection in the end, did it? So where's this Arsenal been hiding for most of the season? I mean, that first half performance was probably the best that we've played actually all season. Just makes you wonder why we haven't managed to do that more consistently in the Premier League as well. And I'm sure if we had, there's no way we would be down in 9th or 10th place, is there? We'd be probably challenging for the top four. It was that good a performance. Yes, we have to bear in mind this is Slavia Prague, but also as well the fact that they hadn't actually lost a game here at home in all competitions since November 2019, a run of 21 matches. So obviously this was an impressive result and an impressive performance. Of course, we needed to come in and score. That was the first job we had to do, or we would have been out. And we actually did that within the first 20 minutes, didn't we? We absolutely ripped Slavia Prague to pieces in that opening half an hour. We thought we'd got our away goal very early in this game when Emile Smith-Rowe followed up to score after Bukayo Saka had seen his shot tipped onto the post by the goalkeeper. And after a 5-minute delay, VAR decided to rule the goal out for a very marginal offside against Smith-Rowe. But rather than let that affect us too much, we just went straight away up the other end and scored a goal almost immediately. Smith-Rowe was again really heavily involved, some great work inside the penalty area. He pushed the ball through to Pepe on the left-hand side. In fact, he looked a bit offside as well when he got the ball. But anyway, he took his time and beat the keeper at the near post to put us in front. And this goal did stand. After that, really, we just relaxed and played some fantastic football. It was 2-0 pretty much straight away. Smith-Rowe again was involved, got clear down the right-hand side, pulled the ball back towards Bukayo Saka, who was brought down in the area. Very soft penalty, if you're honest, but there was contact. VAR this time went in our favour. It was Lacazette, of course, who stepped up, made no mistake from the penalty spot to make up for that miss in the first leg last week. And very soon after that, it was all over actually when we got a third goal. Brilliant goal it was as well. Callum Chambers came forward from right back, found Bukayo Saka outside him. Saka cut inside and beat the keeper at the near post with a lovely left foot shot from the edge of the penalty area. 3-0, fantastic football from Arsenal, and that was job done. The thing for me after that was really just how would we manage the game. Of course, last week we managed it very poorly, didn't we? But this time with a 3-0 lead, you could see Slavia's heads went down. They actually made 4 substitutions at half time. Such was their disappointment in their performance. And in the second half, they maybe played a little bit better, but we were comfortable. We managed the game really well. And I can't remember them having a shot on target at all in the entire game. And towards the end, we made a few changes ourselves. Good to see Martinelli get on the field. I'm a little bit disappointed that maybe Aziz didn't come on instead of El Neni, but that's a small complaint. And of course, Balogun only came on in the last minute. It would have maybe been an opportunity to have given him maybe 10 or 15 minutes with the game already won. We did grab a fourth goal as well. It was Pepe who created it. A ball in from the left-hand side to Lacazette. The defender slipped, which maybe gave him a little bit more time than he was anticipating, but he took his time and managed to fire a shot in at the near post. That's his fourth goal, of course, in the last 2 games. He's on really good form at the moment, and that just put the cap on a great night. The only disappointing thing for me is that where's this performance been all throughout the rest of the season? Very rarely have we played like this, certainly not in the Premier League, and it just goes to show what we are capable of, and that makes it a little bit more frustrating, but we need to be positive. Of course, this was a great performance at a big game. I mentioned in my preview video, didn't I, the other day, how the team would perform under pressure, and they showed exactly what they're all about. In the first half performance here was, I say, probably our best of the season, and we move on to the semi-final. Of course, a very difficult game, of a meeting, of course, with former manager Unai Emery, who I'm sure is going to be well up for that game, but that's for future. For now, we just need to enjoy what was a fantastic performance here in Prague. Well, I mean, it almost seems a shame to have to pick a man in a match, doesn't it? Every single one of the players from 1 to 11 and the substitutes who came on as well were all magnificent, wasn't they? Burnt Leno in goal, didn't have a lot to do, to be fair, did he? I can't remember a shot on target, but he seemed solid throughout. The back four were really neat and tidy, wasn't they? Callum Chambers got an assist coming forward down the right-hand side as well. He had a good game. The 2 centre-backs, actually, Rob Holding and Pablo Mari, I've not really been convinced by them as a partnership, but that's 2 clean sheets in a row now. Again, they wasn't put under massive amount of pressure, but they did what they had to do really, really well. And we've got to give credit, of course, to Granit Xhaka as well. Another fantastic performance at left back. Maybe he can put pressure on Kieran Tierney for that position. I'm not sure if he wants to play there on a long-term basis, but another fantastic performance from Granit Xhaka. I thought this was Thomas Partey's best game in an Arsenal shirt so far. He absolutely ran that midfield. He was brilliant defensively. He played some great passes forward as well. And I thought this was his best game for us. And Danny Ceballos, another decent performance from him. Of course, he got my man in a match at Sheffield United at the weekend. Another really good performance from him again. Maybe he's suddenly finding his form as we come towards the end of the season, whether he's looking for a permanent deal, of course, to Arsenal. But the front four for me were the key to this game. That's what won us the game, with the great movement that they showed and great finishing when the opportunities arose. Nicolas Pepe on the left, again, one of his best games for us. Brilliant first goal as well, really important, and he was a threat throughout the game. For Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side as well. What a game he had as well. Fantastic goal. Obviously, he was brought down for the penalty as well. He seemed to be key to everything, as he was last week as well in that first leg. So another great performance from him. And Lacazette, what can you say about him? Another 2 goals. Great finish for the second one, and a cool penalty as well. And he led the line really well, didn't he? Linking up the play. It seems like when the young players are around him, he comes to life, doesn't he? Another really good performance from Lacazette. But for me, the man of the match has got to go to Emile Smith-Rowe. I just thought he was brilliant throughout. He was involved in everything, wasn't he, in that first half? Had the goal disallowed, created the first one for Pepe, was involved in the move that led to the penalty. He just seemed to be involved in everything. Yes, he ran out of steam a little bit in the second half, as you'd expect, his first game back after injury, but it was a fantastic performance from Smith-Rowe, and he really is the future of this club. Him and Bukayo Saka, 2 fantastic players. They've been key, haven't they, to the turnaround that we've seen in our form since Christmas. But for me, last night, the man of the match has to go to Emile Smith-Rowe. Of course, it's easy to get carried away, isn't it, with that performance and that result, as great as it was. It just leaves a little bit of frustration for me, maybe looking at the fact that this performance looks a lot better in comparison to a lot of average and poor performances that have gone before it. Really, reaching the semi-final of the Europa League for a club like Arsenal, with the players that we've got, should be the minimum that we should expect really from the season, and that's where we are. So now's when the real hard work starts. We've got 2 tough games coming up against Villarreal, and if we can get through that, we're going to end up in another Europa League final and the opportunity to qualify for the Champions League next season, which would be a fantastic achievement. Whether or not, if we finish 8th or 9th or 10th in the league, we deserve to be in the Champions League is irrelevant. The rules of the competition are, if you win the Europa League, that's the prize, and it's going to be really important for the club if we can do that. But I say we need to keep our feet on the ground a little bit. These are the sort of performances we should have been expecting all the way through the season on a more consistent basis. Really, we have produced it when it mattered, and that's great. We need to produce another 2 in in the semi-final, don't we? And then another one in the final as well before we can get too carried away. It just leaves a little bit of frustration, really, that, you know, if we'd perform like this on a more consistent basis, we would probably be challenging for the top four in the league as well. So yeah, there's a little bit of frustration involved, but we have to enjoy what was a fantastic performance, and it's important now that this is a springboard to take us all the way to the final and hopefully lift that trophy. So that's my review there of last night's brilliant 4-0 win here in Prague in the quarterfinal of the Europa League. Keeps our season alive, a big semi-final to come, of course, in 2 weeks' time. Stay tuned to the channel because I've got a lot of great stuff coming up. I will be doing a Fulham warm-up show. I'm not sure if it's going to be tonight now or maybe tomorrow. I'm still trying to get a Fulham fan on to do that. So stay tuned to the channel, and also listen out for updates on Twitter as to when that show will be going ahead. I will be doing a preview video of that game as well, which will probably go out tomorrow. So stay tuned to the channel for that. And then, of course, on Sunday, I'll be doing a watch along of the game, and I may well do a fan cam show as well. Again, I've got to sort that out. There's a lot of stuff still to do. I've been very busy lately. I haven't been able to maybe keep up to date with the channel as much as I would have liked, but there's a load of good stuff coming up. So if you haven't done so already, please click on the subscribe button down in the corner there. I say it is free of charge. It helps the channel to reach a larger audience. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as well. Click on the notification bar as well, because it does keep you notified every time I go live with a show. And if you've got any comments all to make about last night, what did you make of it all? You must be delighted with the performance. I say it needs to be now. That's the standard, isn't it? We need to produce these performances now on a more consistent basis between now and the end of the season, obviously then going forward as well. But let's enjoy it for now, and let's look forward to, I say, a massive semi-final, welcoming Unai Emery back to the Emirates as well. That's going to be a good night, that as well, isn't it? So stay tuned to the channel. Loads coming on. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I say stay tuned for another big game this weekend against Fulham. Let's not forget, the Premier League is still important. It's still a game that we need to win. And hopefully we might see a few of the younger players getting more minutes in this game. You never know. But stay tuned for the preview coming up. And in the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you Gunners!